I need you to put down whatever you're holding right now and just listen to me, because somewhere in your house, right now, there is a child wearing a mask. Not the kind you can see. A mask made of, I'm fine. A mask made of closed doors and short answers and nothing happened at school today. And you might be looking right at that mask and mistaking it for peace. It isn't peace. It's survival. There is a silent epidemic moving through the lives of millions of teenagers, and it doesn't announce itself with fever or rashes. It hides behind good grades. It hides behind laughter at the dinner table. It hides behind a closed bedroom door and the soft blue glow of a phone screen at 2 a.m., and because it doesn't look like suffering, we walk right past it. Every single day. Let me tell you what it actually looks like. It looks like a teenager who has perfected the art of disappearing while still standing in the room. It looks like a child who has learned that vulnerability gets mocked, so silence became armor. It looks like a 16-year-old who is drowning in comparison, comparing their unfiltered, unscripted, painfully real life to the curated, filtered, edited illusions of everyone else's highlight reel. And nobody told them that what they're scrolling through every night isn't real life. It's performance. They're measuring their soul against a performance. This is the loneliest generation we have ever raised, surrounded by more connection than any generation in history, and somehow more isolated than ever before. And here is the part that should shake you awake. Many of these kids are not okay. They don't even have the words to tell you that. Because how do you explain a heaviness you can't see? How do you explain to the person who raised you that you feel like a stranger in your own mind? They don't have the language yet. So instead, they go quiet. They pull away. They become irritable over nothing. Because everything feels like too much and too often, we mistake that silence for attitude. We mistake their distance for disrespect. We say, they're just being a teenager, and we move on with our day. When really, that child is screaming on the inside, and nobody is answering. I am not telling you this to make you feel guilt. Guilt paralyzes people. I am telling you this to wake something up in you, something deeper than guilt. Awareness, because awareness moves you. Awareness makes you put the phone down, sit on the edge of their bed, and ask a different question than, how was school? Ask them, what's been heavy for you lately? And then, this is the hardest part, say nothing. Just listen. Let the silence stretch. Let them fill it in their own time, in their own words, without you rushing to fix, lecture, or explain it away. Because what they need from you in that moment isn't a solution. It's a witness. Someone who sees the weight they're carrying and doesn't flinch from it. Someone who says, without words, I'm not going anywhere, no matter how heavy this gets. You don't have to have the right answer. You just have to be present enough to notice the mask in the first place. Watch for the signs that whisper instead of shout. The friend group that quietly disappeared. The hobby they used to love that they suddenly abandoned. The sleep that comes too easily or not at all. The sentences that trail off mid-thought because finishing them feels too exposing. This generation is not weak. Please hear me on this. They are not fragile, and they are not overreacting. They are carrying a pressure no generation before them has had to carry. A digital spotlight that never turns off. A world that never lets them log out of comparison, judgment, or expectation. And they are doing it with developing minds that were never built to process this much, this fast, this constantly. So if you take one thing from everything I've said, let it be this. The loudest cry for help your child will ever make is often their silence. Don't mistake their quiet for fine. Lean in closer. Ask the deeper question. Sit in the discomfort with them instead of rushing them out of it. Because somewhere behind that closed door, your child isn't asking you to fix them. They're just asking you to stay.